John Beltran back with you as we are ready for the regional championship game, the Fort Morgan Mustangs and the Palisade Bulldogs. Palisade defeated Durango by a score of 12-5, and Fort Morgan beat Pueblo County by a count of 8-4. The Mustangs are the designated visiting team. Well, they are the lower seed here in this particular game. Opening pitch is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life. Trust Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. Kevin Pulowski is the starting pitcher here for Palisade. They are 17-7 going into this game. The Mustangs at 16-8. Mustangs stick with their starting lineup of a game ago. J.P. Hamer bats first and is the center fielder. Right fielder Jacob Ortega at second. The second baseman check at shortstop. Isaac Linker hits third. Batting fourth is the first baseman Nick Norris. Javi Becerra, the left fielder, hits fifth. Alex Ortega, the pitcher, hits sixth. Nick Beltran, second baseman, bats seventh. Connor Fajardo, the catcher, hits eighth. And Austin Apple, the third baseman, bats ninth. And here's J.P. Hamer against the right-hander, Kevin Pulowski. The pitch. Fastball is a strike. No balls and one strike. Brandon Pribbles, the first baseman. Over at second is Cody Bellmeyer. Third baseman is Nate Bollinger. Stevenson Reynolds at short. And the 0-1. And the breaking ball swung over. It missed. Sebastian Campbell's in left. The center fielder is Jack Mulder. Over in right is Ryder Mancuso. Behind the plate is Luke Sorensen. And Kevin Pulowski with an 0-2 to Hamer. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. He strikes out on 3 pitches. And there's one down. Hamer had a base hit in the opening game. Here's Jacob Ortega. Ortega was 4 for 4, one of the players of the game. Colorado Plains Medical Center has highly trained physicians and a highly trained surgical team trained in the latest surgical procedures. Explore what procedures are possible in your hometown. Colorado Plains Medical Center. So here's Ortega against the right-hander Pulowski. And the pitch. Fastball. That's a strike. On the outer half at the knees, it's 0-1. Check out the numbers here on this right-hander. Big, strong right-hander. Lots of lower body weight. Here's the 1 and the 0-1. Swung on and tapped foul up the third base side, occupied by Palisade. Palisade remains in their home whites. The Mustangs, dressed in their maroon jerseys with Mustangs in gray, draped across the front of the gray pants. 5 pitches, 5 strikes thrown by Pulowski. No balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander looks in. And the pitch swung on line towards right field, and that's going to be caught. Pulowski 4-1 with a 3.95 ERA going in. Hit very hard, but right to the right fielder Mancuso. There's 2 down. Here's Isaac Linker, had a monster game, 4 hits and 5 RBIs. And the victory over Pueblo County, and the pitch, and the breaking ball is a strike on the inner half, thigh high, it's 0-1. The winner advances to the 8-team double elimination state tournament. 16 teams remain after the regional semis are done, and fastballs below the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Isaac Linker. Pulowski gets a sign from Sorensen. And the pitch swung on and grounded left side, headed for left field. That's a base hit. And Isaac Linker has 5 hits today. That extends the inning for Nick Norris, who's got home run power. He's got 3 this year. Yeah, we're going to see a strong pitcher in Alex Ortega as well for Fort Morgan. So here we go with Norris stepping in. Norris had a big base hit in that 5-run 4th inning against Pueblo County. The stretch. And the pitch. And that's below the knees. It's a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Nick was 1 for 3 in that game. A 2-out base hit as Isaac Linker at first. 1 ball and no strikes. Norris awaits the pitch. And here it comes. And a check swing. Did he go? Nope. 2 balls and no strikes. Did not go through the zone. 2-0 here to Norris. Linker with a conservative lead with a power hitter at the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. About a 1-step lead there for Linker. Long pause and the pitch. And he swings and misses. A little bit of a breaking ball there. 2-1, had late life on it. 2-1 to Norris. On deck is Javi Baqueda. The Mustangs had 8 hits combined from Linker and Ortega in the semifinal. Need some help here in the championship game. And the 2-1. Runner goes, swung on, grounded towards short. It's a base hit with a shortstop going over to cover the bag as Linker was going to second. And first and third with a hit and run. And let's see if Javi can deliver. Boy, that was a perfect hit and run for Fort Morgan. And Javi is certainly due. Javi's had a big season, but in the opening game, did have his issues up there. Yeah, he was 0 for 4 against Pueblo County. 1 of 3 juniors starting in this lineup for Fort Morgan. Linker at third, Norris at first. The stretch and the offering. Fastball's a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Javier Baqueda.
Come on, Hob, we need you, bud.
Durango and Pueblo County have gone home. Palisade eliminated Durango and Fort Morgan eliminated Pueblo County. Runners take their leads. Long pause in the 0-1. That's outside with a fastball now. Norris caught between first and second. Linker breaks for the plate. The throw to slide, he's in there. Norris to second, and he's in there. It's a steal on the back end for Isaac Linker. And the Mustangs lead 1-0.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Any way you can pull it off. And a nice job of Nick Norris. Kind of wanting to get caught in between first and second.
Come on, Javi. Bring him around, kid. Bring him around.
And now you got another runner in scoring position. So Fort Morgan did trail in their game against Pueblo County for a little while. But now they've got the early lead, but they are the visiting team here as opposed to the other game where they were the home team.
Come on, Javi.
Baqueda back in the box. Norris off of second, the stretch. Long pause. And the pitch. Swung on and popped foul, not a play. The count to Javier Baqueda moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Everything done with 2 down here.
Come on. Clutch up here. 1 good swing, Javi. Here we go, kid.
Let's see if Javi can dig in and deliver. He's got a big hole on the left side. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters. And Baqueda strikes out. However, the Mustangs get on the board. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. And a man left. To the bottom of the first we go. Fort Morgan scores a run. And Palisade is coming to bat on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. All right, let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Alex Ortega getting the start here for Fort Morgan. The starting lineup has Jack Moeller, the center fielder, batting first for Palisade. Cody Bellmeyer, the second baseman, at second. Stevenson Reynolds, the shortstop, at third. The cleanup hitters, the left fielder, Sebastian Campbell, batting fifth. The catcher, Luke Sorensen. Brandon Pribble, the first baseman, at sixth. The DH, Dylan Algenhagen, bats seventh. Ryder Mancuso, the right fielder, hits eighth. And Nate Bollinger, the third baseman, hits ninth. The Mustangs defensively have Nick Norris at first. The second baseman is Nick Beltran. Austin Apple at third. Isaac Linker's the shortstop. Javier Baqueda in left. The center fielder is J.P. Hamer. And right is Jacob Ortega. Connor Fajardo behind the plate. And Alex Ortega is on the mound. Alex, like his brother Jacob, has had a nice season. Alex a senior, Jacob a junior. There's the wind and pitch, and the fastball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Let's see the numbers on Alex. 5-2 with a 3.29 ERA. And the pitch to Moeller. Swung on and lifted into shallow center field. The shortstop Linker is out. He calls for the ball and makes the grab. There's 1 down. 1 down as Moeller's retired. 1 down in the bottom of the first inning, and that'll send up Cody Bellmeyer, left-handed hitter for Palisade. They scored 12 runs to beat Durango. And if Alex is on his A game, he's going to be tough to hit. Wind and pitch. Fastball, a strike right there, down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. Mustangs had back-to-back hits in the opening frame and plated a run on a double steal. And the pitch, curveball, swing and a miss. Boy, if he's got that one going, he's gonna be tough to hit if he's got that pitch going. No balls and 2 strikes here to Bellmeyer. This is a money game for Alex Ortega. And the offering, and he bounced it in there, gloved out by Fajardo. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mustangs have underclassmen on the right side of the infield, and sophomore Beltran, the junior Norris at first, and the senior at short and Lenker, senior at third and Apples, senior on the mound at Ortega, senior behind the plate in Fajardo, and of course the senior center fielder J.P. Hamer. And the offering, and a check swing, I think he went. It's picked up by Fajardo. He'll throw to first to record the out, and it's a strikeout of Bellmeyer. There's 2 down. Boy, that's a sharp breaking ball with late life. Fort Morgan looking for a state tournament appearance. Here's Stevenson Reynolds, right-handed hitter for Palisade. Yeah, when you're on the road, you got to break out to a big lead. Fort Morgan did tally a run in the first.
Come on, boys, you got horn.
And are they going to check now to see if there was a swing? I don't think so. The out is recorded, but now they're going to check. But oh, okay, no, it has nothing to do with that. Apparently, it's some.
Let's go, boys.
I don't know if it's something that the hitter's got in his left arm. Nonetheless, that conversation ended quickly. 2 down and the bases empty in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 Fort Morgan over Palisade in this Class 4A regional championship game. Alex Ortega turns and delivers, and the breaking ball is taken low. 1 ball and no strikes. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs in a regional championship game. The Brush Bee Diggers on 10-10 in a regional championship against St. Mary's in Colorado Springs right now. The offering and the curveball is low. 2 balls and no strikes to Stevenson Reynolds. Remember, Fort Morgan started their rally with 2 down and the bases empty. Palisades trying to duplicate that. And Ortega fires. Swung on and chopped to third. That is foul. It should be called foul, yeah. There it is. Yeah, play was made by Apple, but it was a foul ball. Ball 2, strike 1 to Reynolds. These games go by pretty quickly. When you get to a regional championship and you realize that you've got some good pitchers out there. Last year, Fort Morgan lost the regional title in a close one at home, 3-2 to Cheyenne Mountain. And the offering swung on and popped up down the right field line. Nick Norris along the line in foul territory. Does he make the catch? He did. That was caught out there. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Let's head to the second inning. Fort Morgan 1, Palisade nothing on B106 and B106.com. We head to the second inning. The Mustangs lead Palisade 1-0. Alex Ortega
Let's go.
will lead off for the Mustangs. Had a big homer
Arriba, Alex.
in that 8-4 victory over Pueblo County. Now he leads off against the right-hander, Kevin Pawlowski. Here's the wind by Ortega, the pitch to Ortega, I should say, inside.
Alex. Let it turn, baby. Let it turn.
1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 here. Alex awaits. And the offering. Swing and a miss out in front of the off-speed pitch, and the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Get out of the hand, kid. Sit out of the hand. Here we go.
Yeah, this Pawlowski, he can throw. But you got to time him out as well. If you can time him on that off-speed. 1-1. And he swings and foul tips it into the glove on a low fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 to the Mustang pitcher. Mustangs scored in the first inning on a double steal by Linker and Norris as Linker scored the offering. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball that was tailing away. Ortega struck out 3 times today. There's 1 down. Here is Nick Beltran, excuse me. Beltran hitting for the left side. Beltran 0 for 3 in the opening game with a couple of strikeouts. The left-handed hitter steps in. And the pitch. And he swings and grounds it. Oh, right off the pitcher's ankle. He picks it up, throws to first in time. That ball was hit very sharply up the middle. But it got a good piece of Pawlowski. He's okay. It got him on the left ankle. And Beltran's retired, hitting into some tough luck. And there'll be a visit to the hill to make sure Pawlowski's okay. And that ball was smoked. But it's an out. It's 2 down in the inning. And he should be all right. 2 down here for Fajardo. Yeah, he'll take a warm-up. And yeah, he looks pretty good. He looks pretty solid. Yeah, Beltran went after that first pitch. And when you're mired in a little bit of a slump, even balls hit well are not gonna find the hole. Connor had a base hit in the opening game. Had a productive game out of the 8-hole. Kevin Pawlowski gets a sign and delivers. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Sorensen. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. 1-0 Fort Morgan, top of the second inning in this regional championship game from Palisade. The offering, scoring to bunt, and he bunts it foul up the third base side. And the count moves to 0-2. Here to Connor Fajardo. Again, the Mustangs in this decade have gotten closer and closer towards the state tournament. After 4 losses by 7 runs or more from 2010 to 2015. They've been competitive the last 2 years. The pitch called strike 3. Fastball on the outside corner. 2 strikeouts of the inning for Kevin Pawlowski. And it's a 1-2-3 second inning. We head to the bottom of the second. Fort Morgan 1, Palisade nothing. You're listening to the 2019 Colorado High School Baseball Playoffs on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. I'm Sean Beltran. Welcome back to Palisade as we go to the bottom of the second inning in this regional championship game. We already know from yesterday, Cheyenne Mountain, who made the Final Four last year, is in the 8-team state tournament after they won 2 games yesterday, one over Ponderosa, one over Roosevelt, and both were 7-5 scores. Alex Ortega had a 1-2-3 first. Sebastian Campbell, Luke Sorensen, and Brandon Pribble here in the second. Here's the wind and the pitch, and the breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Ortega threw just 10 pitches in the opening frame. And again, you can get him through 5 or 6 innings. You got Salcedo in the wings, who closed out game 1. Here's the wind and the 1-0. Swung on and chopped foul up the third base side. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Temperature in the 60s. We had some rain in the opening game. Still some ominous clouds beyond left field, but we'll get a full game in with some nice weather. a third game in today here. The second for both of these teams. And the 1-1 fastball is high. 2 balls and 1 strike to Sebastian Campbell. Yeah, these regionals used to be played the second weekend of May. But now you have a 23-game regular season schedule. Now the third weekend. Foul straight back. Alex Ortega does have a no-hitter this year against Roosevelt, a 10-0 victory. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jacob Ortega won 5 innings for the victory in the regional semifinal. Fajardo lays down the sign. 2-2. Oh, he bounced it in there. Broke off that curveball way too early. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter in the second inning, Sebastian Campbell for Palisade. These teams have a combined 33 wins this year. And the payoff pitch swung on line toward center field. J.P. Hamer to his left, and he's going to field it on 2 hops. It's a base hit for Sebastian Campbell. So a leadoff hit here in the bottom of the second. Here's Luke Sorensen, another right-handed hitter for Palisade. Austin Apple already playing in a step at third, anticipating a potential bunt. Isaac Linker looking for the potential double play. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and fisted foul straight back. It's 0-1. Palisade was threatened by Durango in their semifinal victory. That was 5-4 in the 4th inning. Then they broke it open with 7 consecutive runs. Throw back to first, back in diving is Campbell. 1-0 Fort Morgan. We're in the bottom of the second inning in this regional title game. Short lead at first. Throw back to first. That was closer. And did they get him? Yep, they got him. They picked him off. Oh, Campbell was leading, and the tag was applied by Norris. There's 1 down. Boy, what a great move over there by Alex Ortega. Now Sorensen up there with a bases empty and an 0-1 count. Excellent pickoff move there by Ortega. Now he can operate out of the windup. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters. It's 0-2.
Nice pitch.
Well, let's see if he stays up there. No balls and 2 strikes to Luke Sorensen. Opening up that stance, which means you usually shorten that swing. The pitch swung on and lifted to right field. Jacob Ortega comes in to his left, makes the basket catch. 2 down in the bottom of the second inning. As I mentioned earlier, it's a very athletic outfield between Baqueta and left, Hamer in center, and Jacob in right. Nothing's going to drop unless it's really hit in no man's land. Brandon Pribble will now bat for the right side. Let's see if we can get a team batting average here from Palisade. Obviously, they're pretty productive. Swung on and grounded to short. Isaac Linker waits on the ball to a knee, gets up, goes to first, and it's out at first base. I was going to say a 1-2-3 inning, but the first hitter did reach on a base hit. But it's the minimum number of hitters faced by Alex Ortega in the second. We head to the third. The score, Fort Morgan 1, Palisade nothing on B106 and B106.com. We move on to the third inning. From Palisade, Fort Morgan 1, Palisade nothing. 9-1-2 for the Mustangs. Austin Apple, J.P. Hamer, and Jacob Ortega against the right-hander, Kevin Pawlowski. Here's the wine and the offering. Swung on and fouled on the breaking ball to the backstop. 1 run on 2 hits for Fort Morgan. No runs on 1 hit for Palisade. With an open stance from the right side. And the pitch swung on and grounded left side. That's a base hit into left field. Beyond the lunging shortstop, Stevenson Reynolds, and Austin Apple has his first hit of the day. Here is Hamer, who struck out on 3 pitches in his first plate appearance. Yeah, the Mustangs want to jump here on this pitcher in the 3rd. You get on him, you take the pressure off of Alex Ortega. Hamer had a base hit in the opening game. Short lead at first for Apple. Long pause, and the pitch. And he swings and lines it, and caught by the shortstop. Throw to first and a dive, and Apple's back in. Boy, that's because Stevenson Reynolds is probably about 6'5", and he was able to snag it out of the air on that liner hit by J.P. Hamer. There's one down. Oh, man, a little bit higher. That would have found the gap, but it was hit well. And one down for Jacob Ortega. He lined to right his first time up. Well, there's been a couple of balls hit pretty hard here. One by Beltran, the other by Hamer. They both resulted in outs. The stretch. Throw back to first, back and diving is Apple. Mustangs scored the run in the first inning. Brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions. They make sure there are members for the communities they're involved in. Cargill Meat Solutions, outstanding sponsor of Morgan County Sports. Grounded right side. First baseman to his right. They're going to throw to second for 1. Well, it's a nice play over there by the first baseman on the 3-6. Brandon Pribble through to Reynolds on the fielder's choice to get the runner. So there's 2 down. Isaac Linker had a 2-out hit and scored in the first.
Come on, Linker. Oh, baby.
Well, that's 2 nice defensive plays made over there by Palisade, and that's going to be a difference in baseball. Throw back to first, back and diving is Ortega. Isaac Linker has a home run this year against Frederick. There's a big maroon monster out there in left field, not quite 37 feet like Fenway. And the pitch, and that bounces in, blocked over there by Sorensen. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, there was a home run hit by Durango earlier in the game in left center field, and 2 games ago, that the left fielder Campbell went back and it went off his glove and over the fence for a home run. Throw back to first, and that one dug out by the first baseman Pribble. Ortega back in. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Isaac Linker. 1-0 Fort Morgan leads in the 3rd of this regional championship game. The stretch by Pawlowski. And he comes home. And the curveball's in the dirt. It's 2-0. Fort Morgan's been a dangerous team this year with 2 outs. They did it to Berthoud last week in the 2nd game of a doubleheader. There are other examples to point to. That's just the most recent one, besides actually the Pueblo County game where they had 5 in the 4th and 4 of those with 2 outs. Swung on and lined on 2 hops to Reynolds. Backhands, flips to second for the force. Another nice defensive play by Palisade, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left at first base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Fort Morgan 1. Palisade nothing on B106 and B106.com. Let's move to the bottom of the 3rd inning in this regional championship game from Palisade. The Mustangs are clinging to a 1-0 lead. Dylan Alahalligan. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 letters in his last name. Dylan Alahalligan. Best way I could say it, and I think that's the way the PA guy said it. From the right side, Alex Ortega delivers. Fastball, a strike down the middle. Thigh high, it's 0-1. To Alahalligan. A little bit overcast now in this bottom of the 3rd. And the offering. Curveball is in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to the Palisade DH. Ortega gets a sign. And delivers. Curveball is outside. Ball 2, strike 1 to Alahalligan. Here's the wine and the offering. That fastball's low, 3-1. Don't want to start a hitter with a walk. That goes without saying, even though I just did. 3 balls and 1 strike. To the opening hitter. Way outside, not even close. It's a walk to Alahelligan. To lead off the bottom of the third. Here's Ryder Mancuso. And again, we'll find out if Palisade plays some small ball. Fort Morgan got back-to-back hits in the first inning from Linker and Norris, and the double steal scored Linker on the back end. Stretch. And the offering, scoring to bunt, and he missed it. It's 0-1. Pitch was up and away, but he waved at it. And missed it completely. No balls and 1 strike to Mancuso, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Norris holding on Alahelligan pretty tightly. It's only a 1-step advantage. They had a runner picked off in the second of the pitch. Squaring to bunt, the fastball is low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hey, so what? Hey, let him hit it. Let's go. Let your defense work.
To Alahelligan.
Come on, Alex. You got this, Alex.
B&B Appliance can help you with all of your appliance needs. Stop in and see what they can do for you on Ensign Street. Outstanding at B&B Appliance in Fort Morgan. Throw back to first, up the first base side. Nice snag there by Norris. Throw back to first again, and again, Alahelligan is right there.
Come on, Alex.
1 ball and 1 strike. The stretch. And the runner goes. The fastball is low. The throw to second. The tag by Beltran. And out at second base as Beltran applies the tag of the ball. Thrown there. The bullet thrown by Connor Fajardo. And there's 1 down.
Way to a job. Throw, kid.
2 to 4 in the caught stealing.
Let's go.
Now Mancuso up there with a 2-ball, 1 strike count.
Let's go.
Ortega looking to replicate what happened in the second. And the pitch swung on and popped up down the left field line. The third baseman Apple's out. The shortstop Linker calls him off along the line. Makes the 2-handed grab, and there's 2 down. And what do we have? A little bit of rain again. 2 down here for Nate Bollinger. Well, they've run themselves out of situations twice at Palisade. All right, Bollinger looking to do something with 2 outs and the base is empty. And the offering. Fastball is a strike down the middle. No balls and 1 strike. Kept that ball down as well. Palisade has not had a runner to second yet. Ortega delivers, and the curveball bounces away. Ball 1, strike 1. 31 pitches thrown through 2 2/3 innings by Alex Ortega, so the pitch count is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nate Bollinger awaits the pitch. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes with Jack Moeller on deck. Again, they scored the 12 runs against Durango, so Palisade proved that they got plenty of offense. And the offering, and that bounces in on the breaking ball. Just snapped that off way too early. Fajardo has just been a human wall there. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Nate Bollinger. And let's see, Fajardo trying to recompose himself. It was a 1-2-3 first for Ortega. Faced the minimum in the second despite a base hit. And walked a hitter here in the third. But again, looking to face the minimum. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bollinger. And the offering, swung on and chopped left side. Linker off his glove in the hole. We'll call that a base hit. He was in the hole. It was off his glove. But in the hole, it's a base hit. Second hit there for Palisade. If he fields, it's going to still be a long throw to first. You can't assume the out. Jack Moeller popped out his first time up.
Good pitch, Alex. Good pitch. Stay with the kid.
Palisade now with 2 hits in the game. The good news is that the base hit came with 2 outs. Stretched by Ortega. And the offering. And the curveball is a beauty on the outside corner. Belt high for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting Jack Moeller. Fort Morgan extended their season with an 8-4 victory over Pueblo County. 1-step lead at first for Bollinger. And Ortega comes home. Curveball is lifted towards left center field. Hamer to his right. Long run in the gap. Reaches out. And it's off his glove. It's off his glove. Runner around third. And it's going to be an RBI double. And it's now tied at 1. Hamer nearly made the catch in the gap, but it was off his glove as Jack Moeller delivers. Oh, boy, that close. A straight-up double. And we're tied at 1. Here's Cody Bellmeyer. Hamer nearly flagged that down. It would have been an incredible play, shy of the track. But instead, the Bulldogs have deadlocked the game. Bellmeyer struck out his first time up. Looking back is Ortega, and the pitch swung on and lined into left field. That's a base hit. Runner around third, and the ball is bobbled by Javi out there. And no throw. He's got to get it back into the infield at second. An RBI for Bellmeyer, and Palisade has taken the lead at 2-1 as Jack Moeller scores. Both teams have scored their runs with 2 down. Stevenson Reynolds popped to first in the first. Well, Fort Morgan figured they would not win this game with a single run. Well, they can't do it now. They need at least 2 more. And again, a critical play. That ball hit in the hole by Bollinger, the 9-hitter. Linker fields that. Not a guarantee he's got him at first, but there would have been a play. The offering and the breaking ball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Stevenson Reynolds. The winner advances to the double elimination tournament, 8-team double elimination, beginning on Friday. The stretch by Ortega. And the offering. Curveball is swung on and grounded to second, and charging is Beltran. He tried to tag the runner, couldn't, threw to first for the out. So either way, he recorded the out as the runner was going by, and that ends the frame. However, Palisade has claimed the lead as the Bulldogs score a couple of runs, and they do it on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. We head to the 4th in 1 minute. Palisade 2, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com. Let's move to the 4th inning. Fort Morgan trails Palisade 2-1, 4, 5, and 6. Nick Norris, Javi Baqueta, Alex Ortega against the right-hander Kevin Pawlowski. The pitch, and he waved at the breaking ball, I believe. Yeah, he did. 0-1. Pitch was down and away, but he went. Nick Norris singled his first time up on a hit and run. The right-hander Pawlowski delivers. Swing and a miss again. Same pitch, but that one was at a much better location. But Norris is not reading that at all. He's taking fastball swings at the first 2 pitches. No balls and 2 strikes. Now Norris, though, is a good 2-strike hitter. And Pawlowski comes home. That is in the dirt. 1-2.
Come on, 12er.
And the one thing that Nick does, he chokes up on that bat just a little bit with 2 strikes. Even though he's 6'3", 6'4", in that range. He shortens up. He knows how to hit with 2 strikes. And the 1-2. And that's inside on the breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 runs on 4 hits for Palisade. 1 run on 3 hits for Fort Morgan. The Mustangs have stranded 2. The Bulldogs of Palisade have left 1 on base. We're in the 4th inning. And it's 2-2 to Nick Norris. Pawlowski delivers. Swung on and fisted foul out of play off to the right. This guy's a strike-throwing machine. 37 pitches so far, 28 are strikes. So Fort Morgan's got to go up there very aggressive as they have been. See another 2-2 here to Nick Norris. The Laying down the sign is Sorensen. The pitch called strike 3. Fooled him on a fastball. Norris knew it. He was expecting breaking ball, and he got him right there. Thigh high with a fastball down the middle. There's one down. And let's see for Pawlowski. That's his 5th strikeout. Javi struck out swinging. Fastball is very high. 1 ball and no strikes. Mustangs had a nice crooked number 1 game ago. They need one here at some point to overtake Palisade. Swung on line, base hit into left field on the high fastball. And the Mustangs now have 4 hits. Javi's got his first of the day as he drilled it into left field. Well, Javi struck out his first time up, got a base hit. Alex Ortega struck out his first time up. Let's see if he gets a base hit. He homered in the semifinals, which tied the game at 2 at the time in the 4th inning against Pueblo County.
Need you hit one night, man. Let's go. See it hit, man. Let's go.
Ortega for the right side, the stretch. Pawlowski, the right-hander, comes home. And the breaking ball's down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. That's only the 11th ball in 41 pitches that Pawlowski has delivered. It's been a lot of strikes from this right-hander. Short lead for Javi, about a step lead, that's it. And the 1-0. Swung on and grounded right side. Second baseman's got it. The fire to first in time as Bellmeyer sidearmed that baseball, advancing the runner. And there's 2 down. Beltran hit a hot shot off the pitcher Pawlowski's right ankle, and then he fielded it and threw him out. Beltran 0 for 4 in the day. He's been on base once and scored a run in that 5-run 6th inning. The stretch. Pitch to Beltran. Fouled. Straight back. Took a big hack at that one on the breaking ball.
Come on, 2-1. Base hit, that's all it takes.
No balls and 1 strike.
Base hit, 21, not big here. Go with the pitch. Here we go. Clutch up.
On deck is Connor Fajardo. 0-1 to the left-handed hitting sophomore. Javi leads off of second. Time is called.
Hi, boys. This is your at-bat, 2-1.
All right. Javi's got plenty of speed. Anything hitting the outfield will score him. The stretch. Pawlowski comes home, and that's up and away with a fastball, and the count is leveled at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Nick Beltran. Already 5 strikeouts in this game here for Pawlowski. Mustangs got to make a little bit more contact, as Palisade has in this game. They've got a 2-1 lead over Fort Morgan. The pitch popped up into foul territory, and that will hit on top of the Mustang dugout, way out in front of the breaking ball. And it's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Good swing, Nick. Come on, kid. Come on, here we go.
Here to Nick Beltran.
Hey, come on, Nick. Let's go. Come on, 21. Let's go.
Baqueta had a base hit with 1 out. Advanced to second. 1-2 on Beltran in the 4th inning. Pawlowski delivers. And that is a called strike 3 on the inside corner. And Beltran can't believe it, and he's rung up. It's a strikeout. And the Mustangs are left off the scoreboard. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Palisade 2, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com. Let's move to the bottom of the 4th inning. In this regional championship game, Palisade leads Fort Morgan 2-1. Got to keep them at 2-1 right now. 4, 5, and 6 for Palisade. Sebastian Campbell, Luke Sorensen, and Brandon Pribble against Alex Ortega. Campbell singled his first time up. Here's the wind and the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded left side, and it's a base hit into left field, right in between Apple and Linker. That ball was not hit sharply at all, but found a hole. 5th hit for Palisade. And Luke Sorensen, who popped to right his first time, is up at the plate. All right, Sorensen digging in. Short lead at first for Campbell. And the offering. Swung on line, foul up the left field side. Boy, he smoked that baseball, got every piece of it. But out in front, thankfully, as far as Fort Morgan is concerned. No balls and 1 strike to Sorensen. Mustangs at double play depth, down 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the stretch. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Campbell. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice. When it comes to your next project, Buildings by Design. No balls and 1 strike. The stretch by Ortega. And the offering. And the curveball is up and away. Count levels at 1-1. One and 1 to Sorensen. Throw back to first. Back in diving again is Campbell. Only 42 pitches thrown by Ortega. But again, now the key is keeping this at a 2-1 game. Pawlowski at times has been overpowering with his 6 strikeouts. I mean, that's basically half of the innings. Half of the 4 innings are on strikeouts with the outs that the Mustangs have had at the plate. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and lifted into left field. Javi Baqueta to his left, going back, still going back, makes the one-handed grab. Back to first is Campbell. There's 1 down in the 4th. Here is Brandon Pribble, who grounded a short. Pribble is 0 for 1. Throw back to first again. Well, 2 have been caught on the bases. 1 picked off and the other caught stealing for Palisade. So Ortega is going to try for one of those other cheap outs here. The Bulldogs lead the Mustangs 2-1 in the 4th. The stretch. And a pitch. Upstairs. Not sure what he was going with there. Had very little movement. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 to Brandon Pribble. And the wind picks up, and the fastball is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Here to Pribble. Now you got to come in with a money pitch. And the offering. Swung on line. That's a base hit into left center field. That might score the run. Runner around second. Right up against the fence is Hamer. And that is going to score the run. Campbell rounds third. It's an RBI double for Brandon Pribble. And it's 3-1 Palisade. Ball was drilled in the gap. Here's Dylan Alaheiligan. Yeah, you can't fall behind here. You can't fall behind 2-0 to a hitter that good. So the Mustangs down by 2, which they were down by against Pueblo County, but Palisade is at home. This is a different animal altogether. Got to keep it right here. Alaheiligan walked his first time. Fastball is a strike. On the outer half, just above the knees, it's 0-1. Palisade now has 6 hits in a game. No balls and 1 strike on Alaheiligan. And the offering. Curveball is above the letters. It's 1-1. Ortega's approaching the 50 pitch mark. And the ball gets out there quick once you hit it. I mean, Hamer chased after that baseball, just flew, swung on and grounded left side. That's a base hit into left field. Another run is going to score as Brandon Pribble crosses home plate. 4-1 on the RBI single from Allahelligan. And the Palisade faithful getting pretty excited right now. 2 runs for the second straight inning. And here comes Josh Langford. Yep. You're on a short leash right now. I mean, his mechanics certainly look pretty good out there, but right now you're down by 3 runs on the road with only 9 outs to play with. And this has been the issue for Fort Morgan. They've been so close. And yet so far at times. So we'll see if he sticks with him. I think he probably will stick with him. So 4-1. 2 across with 1 out and 1 on. And now batting's the number 8 hitter, Ryder Mancuso, has popped out his first time up.
Now batting for 2, Ryder.
So it's not a major rally the Mustangs would have to put together, but significant enough. Very significant here. Here's the stretch by Alex Ortega. I think one more hit might get him out of the game. And the offering swung on and lifted towards left center field. That's a long run for Baqueta, but he's there and he makes the catch to his left. And back to first is Allahelligan. There's 2 down.
Now batting third base, number 11, Nate Bollinger.
Nate Bollinger had the single, and his single really hurt because it started the rally. It started the 2-run rally in the third. It was off the glove of Linker. You get him out, it's now 2-1 instead of 4-1. Here's the stretch by Ortega. And the offering, and he bounces that one in. What a block there by Fajardo. That was about a 45-footer. He really unleashed that baseball early. 1 ball and no strikes. Palisade has scored 4 unanswered. And they lead by 3. And the pitch squaring to bunt, and that bounces in again. 2-0. Again, it was a 2-0 pitch that got him in trouble earlier against Pribble. And he delivered that double in the gap. Conservative lead, very conservative for Allahelligan. 2-0 pitch, and it's a balk. He didn't come to a stop. Advancing to second is Allahelligan. Well, no, apparently they said he was rocking. That was the terminology used by the umpire. Well, nonetheless, it's a runner in scoring position. And a 2-ball, no strike count. Off of second, Allahelligan. Alex Ortega at the belt. And the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. It's 3-0. On deck is Jack Moeller. Ortega, the first time around the lineup, had a lot of success. But it was Bollinger who got this started in the third inning. And the pitch. That is right there for a strike. Took something off the fastball. 3-1. Mustangs will go 8-9-1 once we get to the 5th inning. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. That is a strike right there. Letter high on the fastball in the inner half. 3-2 to Bollinger. The game exactly 1 hour old. It'll be a payoff pitch here to the number 9 hitter. And here it is, and he bounced it in on the fastball. It's a walk. The inning continues for Palisade. And that'll be it. Here comes Josh Langford. We're going to have a pitching change. All right, it's a 1-minute break. We'll take a 1-minute break with the score. Palisade 4, Fort Morgan 1. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning in this regional championship game in Palisade on B106 and B106.com. All right, Mateo Salcido's the new pitcher. That means we have defensive changes. And the pitch is swung on, check swing, and it's a base hit into center field and a half swing. Oh, man, how many breaks are you going to get there? It's a base hit for Moeller. Scoring is Alaheligan. And it's 5-1 Palisade. A total check swing, and it landed in the perfect spot in front of Hamer. So Salcido on the mound. Jacob Ortega goes from right field to shortstop. From shortstop to second is Isaac Linker. From the mound to right field is Alex Ortega. Nick Beltran is out of the game. And it's now, once again, a 5-1 lead for Palisade. Now the Mustangs really have to rally. Here's Cody Bellmeyer, struck out and singled. As he will now step in. First and second. Here's the stretch by Salcido. Step off, nothing doing. That run is charged to the starter, Alex Ortega. Oh, that's just too bad there. Bad break. The pitch. And that's in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Cody Bellmeyer. Officially 1 for 2. Palisade has scored 5 unanswered. But again, Durango came back against them and to make it a 5-4 game before Palisade won 12-5, the stretch. Mateo looks back. And the offering. Outside, 2-0.
Come on, Tail. Come on, Tail, you got this.
2 balls and no strikes to Cody Bellmeyer. Left-handed hitter for Palisade. And the offering. A strike, took something off it on the outer half. Bell tie, it's 2-1. Bollinger at second, Mulder at first. Palisade with 2 in the third inning, and now 3 in the fourth, and still batting the offering. Down and in, 3-1. Fort Morgan at 5-1 is still in the game, but if this becomes a 6 or 7-1 game, and down to your final 9 outs, it's going to look very bleak. 3 balls and 1 strike. Salcido comes home. Swung on, grounded right side. The second baseman Linker to a knee. Sidearms to first. And side retired, but it was a nice inning for Palisade.
All right, let's hit this ball.
The Bulldogs score 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. The Mustangs have some work to do. Down 5-1 to Palisade after 4 on B106 and B106.com. 8-9-1 for the Mustangs. Connor Fajardo, Austin Apple, and J.P. Hamer as we head to the 5th inning. Palisade is in the lead 5-1. And right-hander Kevin Pawlowski has thrown 46 pitches through 4 and struck out 6. And that one nearly hit him. Fajardo takes a ball, struck out looking his first time up.
Let's go!
And the thing with this right-hander, he has thrown very few outside the strike zone. And the 1-0. Swung on and lifted to center field. A routine play. 3 steps to his back, making the catch. For the opening out of the 5th inning is Jack Molnar. There's 1 down. Austin Apple had a base hit. His first time up. Wine in the pitch. Swung on and grounded to third. That's a big hop. Off the third baseman, throws to first. High and offline, and that should be safe. He was off the bag. Yep, it's an error on the third baseman, Bollinger, on the errant throw. Up the right field side of first base. And Apple's going to reach. Took a wild hop on Bollinger, but he made an errant throw. That'll send up J.P. Hamer. Struck out and lined out. Well, you put it on the ground, you give yourself a shot. That's what Austin Apple did there. The pop-ups aren't going to matter, obviously, unless they're in no man's land. The stretch. Pawlowski delivers, and that is down and away with a breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch number 50 by Pawlowski in the heart of the order. It's right here for Fort Morgan, trailing 5-1 in the 5th inning. Short lead for Apple. 1-0. Strike with a fastball at the knees on the inner half. It's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to J.P. Hamer. Throw back to first, back in diving is Apple.
You know how, Chip. Let's go. You been in before. Let's go.
Fort Morgan looking for the big rally. You don't have to do it in this inning. Coach Langford said, let's just get 2 in this inning. Get a couple, make it a game again.
1
ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. In the 5th inning, the right-hander comes home, and that is down and away, just below the knees. Looked like a changeup, 2-1.
Hey, hard hit ball, Tanner. You know how. Start us off right here. Come on.
Again, Apple's going to be very conservative unless the ball's hitting the gap.
Hey, what is it, Dan? Come on, kid. Get a base now, kid.
Pawlowski stretches.
Let's go, Tanner.
And the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted deep into left center field. That one might go towards the track, and that is off the top of the fence. Around second to third is Austin Apple that throws all the way through, and it's a double for J.P. Hamer. Boy, he was about 2 feet away from hitting a home run, and now the Mustangs have 2 in scoring position. Oh, man, that is too bad. So close to a home run. And here is Ortega. That thing was launched for the Mustangs. That's their 5th hit of the game. Now Jacob looks to deliver here with Linker on deck. Fort Morgan's had a lot of offense. 3:14 going into the game as a team. And the pitch. And he swings and fouls it back on a ball that jammed him. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, got to come through here. This is clutch. This is critical for Fort Morgan. 5-1 to 5-3. All of a sudden, you're thinking about things a little bit differently. Jacob Ortega waits the pitch, and here it is. Fastball is upstairs, and the count is leveled at 1-1.
Hey, you know how, 6. Come on.
1 ball and 1 strike. To Jacob Ortega, the stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and popped up into shallow right center field. Should score the run. And the catch is made, and no tag, though. Nope, it was too shallow. Jack Moeller makes the play, and there's 2 outs. Didn't get enough of it. Apple had to hold it third. And here's Linker, singled and hit into a fielder's choice. Linker is 1 for 2, and they're going to walk him intentionally. Wow. The tying run is at the plate for Nick Norris.
You can do it, Nick.
Norris is singled and struck out. Looking, he's 1 for 2. He does have 3 home runs this year. Well, this is a big moment for him. The stretch and the pitch, and that upstairs pitch is a ball. Above the letters, it's 1-0. Apple at third, Hamer at second. That is Linker at first. 5-1 Palisade in the top of the 5th inning. Runners take their leads. And the offering. Swung on and grounded to short, and it's off the shortstop, Stevenson. The flip to second can't be made. It'll score a run. That'll be an error. Norris reaches. It's 5-2. It was hit hard, but Norris couldn't play it. Stevenson couldn't play it cleanly, and the Mustangs score. Well, anyway, anyhow, as Coach Langford says.
You can hit him. Come on. Yeah. Right in the hole, Javi.
No RBI on that one. But it's 5-2 here. And we'll have a visit to the hill. Javi Baqueta steps in. Mustangs still with the bases loaded. Stevenson did make a couple of stellar defensive plays earlier in the game, but couldn't make that one. It would have ended the inning. But instead, Baqueta, who had a base hit his last time up, with a chance to deliver here for the Mustangs in a 5-2 Palisade lead with 2 down on the bases full of Mustangs here in the 5th inning. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team at State Farm Insurance are there to make the insurance world easy for you. 842-4555. Big moment here for Javi Baqueta. Mustangs have played an unearned run here in the 5th. Unfortunately, that ball did not deflect far away enough for a second run to score. Hamer, Linker, and Norris on the bases. Pawlowski stretches. And the pitch. Swung on, popped up. That'll end the inning. Coming in is the second baseman to make the grab. And squeezed by Cody Bellmeyer. And the Mustangs are limited to a run and leave the bases loaded. In the inning, they had one hit. There were 2 errors as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Palisade 5, Fort Morgan 2 on B106 and B106.com. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Fort Morgan trails Palisade 5-2. Mateo Salcido's got to keep it right there. Stevenson Reynolds will lead off. He is 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out on the right side, and the ball goes behind him. 1 ball and no strikes. Fort Morgan has stranded 6 in the game, including the bases loaded earlier in this frame. Palisade has left 3 on base. The Bulldogs are 6 outs away from reaching the state tournament. Swung on, hit off the end of the bat on the ground on the right side, and it's foul as Salcido gives chase up the first base line. And the Mustangs do have 5 senior starters here, so plenty of experience, but Palisade's got some seniors of their own in this lineup. 1 ball and 1 strike to Reynolds. Mr. D's Ace Home Center is a proud supporter of all the area athletes. They'll serve you with all your home, farm, and ranch supplies from plumbing to feed. Mr. D's Ace Home Center. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. Swung on in line towards center field. Hamer's way back towards the track. It's gone. It's a home run for Reynolds, who slipped as he was running towards first base. A line shot. Reynolds makes it a 6-2 game as he tattooed that pitch. Well, you look at the difference in this game. Plays like that. Hamer just hit one that was a few inches from going out, and only 1 run scored. Would have been a 2-run homer. There, that was a line shot that barely went over the fence. Not a lot of trajectory, but a lot of distance.
Come on, Mustangs, here we go.
Here's Sebastian Campbell, singled twice. The offering, squared to bunt, and did he go? And let's see what the call is. Yep, he went. It's a strike. Appeal to the first base umpire. No balls and 1 strike. Yep, that's being contested there already by the Palisade coaching staff, but ruled a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Fort Morgan did have a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the 3rd, but Palisade has scored in each of the last 3 innings. Salcido looks in for the sign from Fajardo. And the pitch. Swing and a miss up at the letters. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. And the delivery. Low with a fastball, 1-2. To Sebastian Campbell. Fajardo looks over for the sign. And Mateo delivers. Swung on and lifted towards shallow left field. And Baqueta comes in, he dives, and it lands for a base hit. You got to be kidding me. How many of these hits are they going to get like that? You stick out a bat. Wow. I mean, they've hit the ball well, but they've gotten 2 or 3 breaks as well in this game. An excellent pitch thrown by Salcido, and it just drops in. Javi nearly had it on a dive. And Palisade now is in double digits in the hit column with 10. Here is Sorensen, who's popped to right and popped to left. 0 for 2. Salcido stretches. Throw back to first. Back in standing is Campbell. Yeah, this is really frustrating if you're a Mustang.
Come on, here we go. Come on, Teo.
This has been emblematic of what's happening. And now they're going to call a balk in Salcido. What did he do?
What do you do?
Yeah. I don't see.
The same thing.
What, I don't know what he did. I think that's a phantom balk. Yeah, Coach Langford doesn't like that at all.
Blue, turn around.
Yeah, I mean, what did he do? I didn't see a balk there at all. There was no balk, and it was I didn't see anything irregular at all. But what Salcedo did, and Langford is right now, he's hot. He is hot, and I don't blame him. That's the second balk called against a Fort Morgan pitcher in this game. And now the runner's at second with nobody out, but I certainly didn't see what happened there. Ortega couldn't believe he was called for a balk earlier, and the same thing with Mateo right now, and Connor Fajardo, his catcher's out there. With the Mustangs down 6-2 in the fifth inning. Well, here we go. Luke Sorensen up there now. Still awaiting the first pitch from Salcedo. Mustangs got to stay composed now, down by 4. The stretch. And the pitch. That's a strike. With the off speed on the outside corner, belt high. No balls and 1 strike. 6-2 Palisade in the bottom of the fifth inning. The sun is shining, but not on the Mustangs right now. Swing and a miss. On a bender that was below the knees, it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Luke Sorensen. At second is Campbell. Campbell had a base hit. All right, Mateo looking for the sign. A stretch. And the offering. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat. Right behind the plate, it remains at 0-2. Brush Bee Diggers are playing right now on 1010 KSIR as well as KSIR.com against St. Mary's in that regional championship game. So you can check that out. This is another Morgan County team, and the Wiggins Tigers already in the state semifinals, and that fastball is low as they beat Front Range Christian yesterday 4-2 and Yuma 6-5. So congratulations to Wiggins, a 12 seed, making it to the 2A state semis. They'll play Pates in the top seed on Saturday from Pueblo. The stretch and the 1-2 and swinging a miss on a ball in the dirt. Fajardo picks it up. He throws to first to record the out. Holding up at second is Campbell, and there's one down in the bottom of the fifth inning. Thank goodness, at least get the first out here. And here's Brandon Pribble, who grounded out, had a big double on a 2-ball, no-strike pitch, and it drove in a run. The stretch. And a step-off, no throw. Palisade has doubled up Fort Morgan in terms of hits. The Mustangs have not committed an error in the game. But that doesn't matter, even though Palisade has made 2. And the offering. And that's in the dirt. It skips away up the third base side. And on the wild pitch, Campbell to third. Can't afford those now.
Can't get them all, kid.
With Campbell to third base. All right, well, let's see what happens now. 1 ball and no strikes on Brandon Pribble. The infield's going to have to play in, and they do right now. Mateo out of the stretch. And Pribble awaits the pitch. Here it is. Swung on and grounded right side to second baseman Linker. Looks back at third. Throws to first. Retired as Pribble. The runner holds. 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth inning. Now the infield can play back. Dylan Alaheiligan has walked and singled, so he's been on base twice. 1 for 1 in the year. How about 1 for 1 in the game? Doubt those are his only 2 at bats, John. Salcedo looks over at third. And the pitch. The curveball is low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. The temperature begins to dip. Supposed to get in the upper 50s late this afternoon. We're already approaching the 5 o'clock hour. And that one backhanded beautifully by Fajardo on the breaking ball. 2 balls and no strikes. 1 run in the first and 1 in the fifth for Fort Morgan. 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth for Palisade. 2-0 on Alaheiligen and a step off by Mateo. Oh, let's see. Just get out of this right now. And the 2-0 pitch. Upstairs with a fastball. 3 balls and no strikes. Here to Alaheiligen. Well, let's see. Do you kind of just groove one in there? Nope. Step off. Throw to third. Nothing doing there. And 3 balls and no strikes. Mustangs looking for the quick out here, but this team from Palisade is not biting. And the 3-0. Fastball, a strike on the inner half. Ball 3, strike 1. 2 down, a man at third. 1 across here in the 5th inning for Palisade. They lead 6-2. Salcedo stretches. Salcedo pitches. And it's in the dirt. And a walk, which will bring up Ryder Mancuso, who was flown to left twice. Again, Fort Morgan was so close to making this a 2-run game 1 inning ago. Now they can't chip away once they get out of this. They just got to go for it. I mean, you chip away in small pieces, but you need a big inning. Chipping away, you don't have enough innings just to score 1 here, 1 there. The offering, strike with a breaking ball in the outside corner. It's 0-1. 6-2 Palisade in the bottom of the 5th inning. At third is Campbell. Alaheiligen at first. Very short lead for the trail runner. The offering, swung on, grounded left side. Apple to his left has it. Seds throws to first, and the tag is applied by Norris as the throw was wide of the target. And the inning is over. However, Palisade tacks on another run. On 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. 5 complete. Palisade 6, Fort Morgan 2 on B106 and B106.com. It'll be Alex Ortega, Mateo Salcedo, and Connor Fajardo as we head to the 6th inning. 6-2 in favor of Palisade. Ortega struck out and grounded out. He's 0 for 2. This is it. The Mustangs will have the heart of the order coming up in the 7th if they don't produce right now. But this is really it. You start with the bottom of the lineup and hook it around. The right-hander, Pawlowski, with pitch number 64, and that's below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes. 42 strikes, 22 balls. And let me check. I believe he's got 6 strikeouts. Here's the wine and offering. That is a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. Only 2 walks, and 1 was intentional. And the pitch, and that's in the dirt. Ball 2, strike 1. This is their number 2 pitcher, but he's been throwing like a number 1 this game. Allowed 5 hits. Here's the wine and the offering. Swung on and fouled on the breaking ball. Up at the letters, it's 2-2. Ortega's only hit of the day was a home run in Game 1 against Pueblo County over the center field fence, which tied the game at 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Digging in from the right side is Ortega. Kevin Pawlowski turns and fires. Swung on and fisted in the air down the right field line. It's going to drop for a base hit. The throw to first, though. Is that in time? Did they get him? They got him. Oh, my gosh. I thought it was going to be a base hit. But the pitcher was covering as it was picked up by the first baseman, Pribble. And Ortega's out. Incredible play. Ortega didn't get out of the box very well. And it's going to be scored a 3-1 on a ball in shallow right field, and there's 1 down. And Pawlowski went to the ground, and I think that was a good call there. It was close. It was a bang-bang play at first. But there is one down very close over there. I mean, it barely went over. It barely went over the first baseman, Pribble. Then he got it on a hop, and I thought that was going to be it as soon as the ball landed. But there was still a play. And there's one down here for Mateo Salcido.
Batting pitcher number 20, Mateo Salcido.
I got to tell you, the Mustangs have played into some bad luck in this game at times. Earlier, they hit a liner that Hamer hit that was snagged over there by Reynolds, a near home run. I mean, there are other examples as well, including that one, the pitch. And Mateo takes a breaking ball low and away, his first at bat of the game. 1 ball and no strikes. Mustangs have 5 outs to play with, down 6-2. And the offering. He swings and drills it into deep left center field, way back, and it is gone! A home run for Salcido over the left center field wall. And Fort Morgan now trails 6-3. Well, one swing and they inch a little bit closer. Boy, and that last play looms large. Looms very large. With Ortega being thrown out at first. Here's Connor Fajardo. Fajardo is struck out and popped out. Oh, you still have 5 outs to play with, only down 3. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball down and away. Went fishing for that one. It's 0-1.
Come on, Connor. Come on, babe. Deep breath. You know you can.
And Mateo hit it over the short porch over there, so to speak. And the offering swung on. That ball's lifted into left center field. Now it's got some carry to it back, and it's caught in the gap. Nice catch over there by Jack Muller to his right. Hit well by Fajardo. Gave it a ride, but hung up too long, and there's 2 outs. Here's Austin Apple, who single and reached on an error. He is 1 for 2. Apple trying to extend this inning for Fort Morgan. And Pawlowski's going to have a chance to go the distance if pitch count, since pitch count is not a factor. And that fastball is taken upstairs. He's only at 73. 1 ball and no strikes.
Come on, Austin Apple. Come on,
Here's the 1 in the pitch. Fouled right off the catcher, and the count levels at 1-1. Challenged him with a fastball. And Sorensen took it on the mask, and the count is leveled at 1-1. Fort Morgan has scored in consecutive innings, but Palisade has scored in back-to-back frames. 1 ball and 1 strike on Austin Apple. 2 down, and the base is empty in the 6th inning. Mustangs trying to rally and send themselves to the state tournament. Down 6-3. Pawlowski gets the sign and delivers. Swing and a miss. On a pitch away, it's 1-2. Again, the Mustangs at least will turn over the order for the 7th inning. If they don't score anymore, if they don't get Apple on here. And the pitch swung on, popped up into shallow left. The third baseman Bollinger gives way to Reynolds, and he backs up and makes the grab, and that does it for the Mustangs in the 6th inning. Mateo Salcido homers, and that does it for Fort Morgan, but they inch a little bit closer. Palisade 6, Fort Morgan 3 with 5.5 complete on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Nate Bollinger has singled and walked as he leads off the bottom of the 6th for Palisade on their home field, leading Fort Morgan in the regional championship game 6-3. And Mateo Salcido delivers, and the breaking ball is bunted right back to Mateo. He'll throw to first for the out. Bunted way too hard and right back to the mound. 1 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jack Moeller's had a nice day. He's 2 for 3. He's doubled and singled as he steps in for the 4th time. Both teams 2 years ago were here and both suffered some setbacks, but Palisade looking for the victory in a 3-run lead in the bottom of the 6th. And the pitch, and that bounces in to Moeller. 1 ball and no strikes. With Cody Bellmeyer on deck. The Mustangs have not held Palisade off the board since the 2nd inning, and the breaking ball's up and away. 2-0 to Moeller. Salcedo gets the sign and the offering. Swung on line towards right field. Alex Ortega's back, still going back. He makes the running catch. And there's 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. 2 down for Bellmeyer. Bellmeyer had a big RBI single. He's also struck out and grounded to second. He's 1 for 3.
Come on, boys, here we go.
The lone lefty in this lineup for Palisade. And the pitch upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Palisade beat Durango 12-5. Fort Morgan over Pueblo County 8-4. 6-3 here for the home team. Up and away again. 2-0 with 2 down and the bases empty.
They need base runners, Cody.
Oh, you got this. Keep on working.
2 balls and no strikes. And the offering. Swung on and lifted down the left field line. Baqueta to his right, dives, and he can't make the grab. The ball is still rolling towards the left field wall. And into second with a 2-out double is Bellmeyer. Hobby nearly made a sparkling play out in left field. Hit number 11 for Palisade and the second for Bellmeyer. Stevenson Reynolds has popped out, grounded out, and hit a line drive home run. And let's see, are they going to put him on or not? Or will they pitch to him? Yeah, they're not going to pitch to him. That's smart. Don't pitch to that guy. Set up the force.
Now batting, left fielder number 6.
Here's Sebastian Campbell. But this guy's 3 for 3, but at least you got force anywhere. You didn't have that with Reynolds at the plate. All right, Fajardo gets the sign relayed from the dugout with 2 down and 2 on. And the offering swung on and popped up down the right field side. Nick Norris along the line makes the grab. And that's it for Palisade in the bottom of the 6th inning. Final chance for the Mustangs. Palisade does not score for the first time in the last 4 innings. They get 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We head to the 7th. Palisade 6, Fort Morgan 3 on B106 and B106.com.
Here we go.
There comes J.P. Hamer stepping to the plate for the Mustangs to lead off the 7th. Palisade 6, Fort Morgan 3. A strikeout, a line out to the shortstop Reynolds, and then a gargantuan double, which was inches away from a home run, and Hamer's last at bat. Hamer, Jacob Ortega, Isaac Linker, hopefully more in the 7th. And that fastball's up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Oh, did they call that a strike?
They called that a strike.
Wow. Wow. And that pitch almost got him. 0-1. And that ball did hit him. Oh, it got him on the knee. Hamer got him on the left knee. That's not going to be easy for Hamer to walk down to first. Oh, man. 3rd time he's been hit by a pitch today, but that got all bone. Nonetheless, he's on first. Oh, he wanted to take that off some flesh. Hamer's a tough kid. Remember, he was an 1,000-yard rusher for the Mustangs this year. He's going to walk that off. And there's Jacob Ortega. Ortega has lined out to right.
Let's go.
Popped to first and flown to right. He's 0 for 3. He was 4 for 4 in the regional semifinal. Hamer's run means nothing, so you got to be smart on the base pass. Throw back to first, and the ball skips away. Hamer's going to head to second. on the errant throw. Hamer's headed for third. The throw all the way through. He slide. No, he's going to be in there standing. It looked like he's about to slide. Be a throwing error on the pitcher, Pawlowski. Okay, well, you got a runner at third, but you're still down by 3. No outs, though. Wow, you figured go after the hitter. Be a visit to the mound. Ortega's yet to see a pitch. Fort Morgan looking for the rally in the 7th. And are we going to, oh, they're going to go with a closer here.
Hey, we won it, let's go.
Yeah, Pawlowski's out of the game. All right, we're going to keep it right here. They're going to bring in a left-hander to try to nail this down for Pawlowski. Cade Bickham is the new pitcher. So they'll go with him. And he's going to have to face the heart of the order. Hamer already got hit by a pitch. And they're going to try to cement their way to the state tournament with Bickham, and the Mustangs are going to have something to say about that. With Jacob Ortega, Isaac Linker, and Nick Norris, and hopefully Baqueta and Alex Ortega and many others here in the 7th. Palisade leads by a score of 6-3. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins, offering you a variety of banking needs, including agriculture and personal loans, and get a delicious treat, breakfast or lunch option. Willow Coffee and Bake Shop, 921 Edison Street in Brush.
Hey, we need everybody on base.
Oh, here we go. With a man at third. Nobody out. After Hamer was hit by a pitch and advanced to third on the errant pickoff. You've got some good, solid, experienced hitters coming up for the Mustangs in a 6-3 game. And Pueblo County realizing it's not going to be easy to close out this Fort Morgan team. They're a 16-win team going into this one. 16 wins, but you know what? They need 17. As simple as that. They need 17. So here we go with Ortega. It's a left-handed pitcher in Bickham. We'll run the numbers on Bickham and trying to pull them up for the last minute plus here. I don't know how many closing opportunities he's had this season. And the pitch. And the curveball bounces in. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, got to sit back. Don't get out in front of that off-speed pitch. Let's see. Bickham is 4-1 with an ERA of 3. 8 appearances. And that one bounces away. Here comes Hamer to the plate. He will score on a wild pitch. The Mustangs draw to within 2. It's 6-4. Hamer's all fired up. And it's 2-0 on Ortega. 2 balls and no strikes. And Jacob reaches, and Isaac would be the tying run. The stretch and the 2-0. And that's up and away, and a curveball, 3-0. Well, he's going to be taking, and he might take twice, but definitely taking once. 3 balls and no strikes. Well, you know this is going to be a grooved fastball here for Bickham. And that's a strike. On the inner half, thigh high, it's 3-1. Now Ortega's going to hit away if that pitch is in the zone. A 6-2 lead for Palisade is down to 6-4. Nobody out, and the base is empty in the 7th. A run across for the Mustangs. The stretch with the bases empty. And the 3-1. And the bender's in the dirt. Try to fill him with a curveball. It's a walk. A hit by pitch and a walk. We have another visit to the hill. We might have Stevenson Reynolds come to the mound now. I think Reynolds is going to come into the game and pitch. Yeah, they're taking him out of the shortstop position, which means that he would come to the mound. Yeah, he's got to take off the white wristbands. And yeah, that's what it looks like. That's the change. And Stevenson Reynolds will take the ball, so they go to a right-hander. Third pitcher of the inning for Palisade. It started with Pawlowski, who went 6+. Well, Reynolds, a big, strong, hard-throwing right-hander. So they want him to close it out and send Palisade to the state tournament. But the Mustangs still have 3 outs to play with.
Come on, boys, bring him around.
Okay, so Bellmeyer will now be at short. And Ella Heiligen, who is the DH, will be at second. Well, let's take a look at the Reynolds numbers. Reynolds is 3-1 with an ERA of 3.39 appearances. Does have a couple of saves. Has thrown 29 innings. Reynolds with 30 strikeouts and 8 walks. So he can bring it. He can certainly bring it. Let's see, batting average. Well, I'll tell you what. Opponent's batting average against Reynolds is .302. So there's certainly a shot here. Certainly a shot. Isaac Linker has singled, hit into a fielder's choice, and was issued an intentional walk in the 6th inning. The Mustangs have stranded 6, and Palisade has stranded 7. Palisade has committed 3 errors in the game. The Mustangs have played flawless defense, but that has not been a difference maker so far, because Palisade has a 2-run advantage, but you do have the tying run at the plate. Fort Morgan taking this down to the wire. So that's something positive there, that opponents are hitting over 300 off this guy, even though he's got a nice fastball. But how well does he locate it? Here is Linker, the stretch, short lead for Jacob, the pitch, and the breaking ball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Linker officially is at 1 for 2. Looking back is Stevenson. And the 1-0. That's a strike with a fastball down the middle, knee high, and the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mustang dugout is fired up as they've been the entire game. Jacob is almost on top of the bag. He doesn't need a big lead. 1-1. Way outside on the fastball. Ball 2, strike 1. Nick Norris is on deck, followed by Javi Baquera. Nobody out here in the 7th inning. 6-4. Fort Morgan trails Palisade, the pitch, and that one's in the dirt on the fastball. 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Mustangs are not going away here. At 3-1. The tall, rangy right-hander sets. And the offering, and he bounces that one in there. It's a walk to Linker. 1st and 2nd, nobody out in the 7th. We have seen a hit batsman, a throwing error, and a pickoff. A wild pitch and 2 walks. Fort Morgan has not put the ball in play. But they've got the tying run at first, the go-ahead run at the plate. Norris has singled, struck out, and reached on an air. He is 1 for 3. And the offering, and that bounces in and bounces away. Ortega headed for 3rd. The 2nd is Linker. And the tying run is in scoring position. Holy mahungus. All they have to do is just not swing at a bad pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. Stevenson Reynolds trying to find the strike zone. He's thrown 6 pitches. Only 1 of them has been a strike. Norris might have gotten the take sign. 1-0. Fastball is nope, it's down and away. Thought I heard the umpire say strike, but it's down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Norris ready. 2-0 pitch. Outside with a fastball. Reynolds cannot find it. It's 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes. Unreal what's happening here. And the pitch upstairs and inside. It's a walk to Norris. And the bases are loaded on 3 walks. Javi Baqueta will now hit. Are we going to see a 4th pitcher? Let's see. Are we going to see a 4th pitcher? Another visit to the mound. Ortega's at 3rd, Linker at 2nd, Norris at 1st. This is what happens in these games. You don't want to run out of pitching here, but there's a reason that they've hit Reynolds well this year with a .302 batting average against. It's because, well, going into this game, I said 30 strikeouts and 8 walks, but I guess when he throws it over the plate, that's when he has his issues. But right now, he can't find the zone. So far, Reynolds has thrown 9 pitches and 8 of them are balls. Still nobody out in the 7th. Palisade leads Fort Morgan 6-4. Javi Baqueta has struck out, singled, and popped out. He is 1 for 3. Jacob Ortega's at 3rd, Isaac Linker at 2nd, Nick Norris at 1st. What can Baqueta do? He was leading the Tri-Valley in hitting earlier this year. Time is called. Reynolds about to begin his motion, but the home plate umpire was not ready. Javi Baqueta awaits the pitch. Here it is. Fastball down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And Coach Langford wants Javi to take a pitch. Well, Reynolds' mechanics are pretty good. He just can't fire it in the zone. There's the wind, the 1-0. That's down and away again, 2-0. Oh, he's going to be taking again. I'd take again, yeah. He's not going to have him swing. With a hit batsman, an error, a wild pitch, and 3 walks, 2-0. That's a strike with a fastball down the middle, thigh high. 2 balls and 1 strike to Javi Baqueta. Palisade 6, Fort Morgan 4 in the 7th. The pitch. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Sorensen. 2-2. Now Javi's got to be ready. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch swung on and grounded into left field. That's a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Linker around 3rd. The throw towards the plate. The slide. And the ball gets by the catcher. And to 3rd is Norris. Baqueta into 2nd. Throw back to 3rd. And safe. We're tied at 6. We are tied at 6. Holy mahungus. The Mustangs have rallied down 4. And let's see what happened here. I think the Mustangs had somebody ejected. I think somebody got ejected for Fort Morgan coming out of the dugout while the ball was still in play.
The play already ended.
And now it's tied at 6. Now it's tied at 6. All right, so now let's see what happens here. It is a base hit, but now what's the ruling?
Alex.
All right.
Let it go, Al.
Let's see exactly what happens here.
Let it go.
Yeah, the Mustang, you cannot come out of the dugout when the ball is still in play, and that ball was loose.
I'm on deck.
And, yeah, there were too many Mustangs out of that dugout.
Let's go. Hey, Teo.
So now it'll be discussed here. And let's see if indeed the play holds and what's going to happen here. All right, so. All right, so what's going to happen? We'll find out in a second. But somebody was ejected for coming out of the dugout. In fact, there were a couple of Mustangs. But it's still tied at 6. Yeah, the ball was loose. All right, nonetheless, 2-run score. And it's 2nd and 3rd on the throw home. And here we go with Alex Ortega. All right. Yeah, that ball was loose. I think the Mustangs thought, Fort Morgan thought that the play was over. But it was not over, so we'll find out what the official ruling is. Nonetheless, it's tied at 6. I think they're saying that Jacob Ortega was ejected. But somebody, we'll find out. Let's see if we get... Yeah, let's see. There was a motion for an ejection.
Ball was still live.
Yeah, it was a live ball. You cannot, it was still a live ball. So, let's see what happens here. We'll get some clarification in just a second. But we are deadlocked at 6. There are 4 Mustang coaches convening along the first baseline. All right, apparently Jacob Ortega. They're calling for Jared Baker to come into this game defensively once he's ready. So we're still tied at 6. And we have our 4th pitcher. This is a wild affair. No, Reynolds still out there. I thought they were taking him out. Still nobody out. What a wild set of circumstances here. Here's Alex Ortega. I've never seen anything like that. Again, the ball was still alive when the Mustangs came out of the dugout. And you can't do that. You have to stay inside. It's not a home run. If the ball had been dead or the play had ended, then Coach Getman is telling him, you stay in that dugout. You stay in. That ball was still in play. Here is Ortega. The Mustangs have played at 3 in the inning. They have 2 on base, nobody out. Looking for the lead after being down 6-2. Alex Ortega struck out and grounded out twice on the right side. Norris at third, Baquet at second to pitch. And the breaking ball is a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. And the infield is playing in for Palisade. Salcido's on deck. He homered his last time up. Alex Ortega, senior, looking to give Fort Morgan the lead. The pitch. And he takes that for a strike on the inside corner of the breaking ball. It is 0-2. Got to make contact here. Got to make contact here if you're Ortega. You have outs to play with, but you don't want to put yourself in a precarious position. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters. Oh, boy, that almost looked like catcher's interference. 1 down. Here's Salcido. Again, he homered over the left center field fence in the previous inning. This is Mateo's moment right now for Fort Morgan. He's the pitcher of record when he goes out to the hill and the breaking ball's down and away. That gets Alex Ortega off the hook in terms of the decision. 1 ball and no strikes. Norris at third, Baquet at second. Hit batsman, 3 walks and a single to pitch. And the curveball is a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. You've got to score at least a run here. You can't blow this. You got to take advantage now. The pitch. That is inside. Ooh. Salcido took a pitch off the inside corner. 2-1. Salcido awaits. Big, strong right-handed hitter. And the 2-1. He swings and sends it into left field. That's going to score a run. Way back towards the track. And it's over the left fielder's glove. Norris scores. Baqueta around third. Baqueta towards the plate to throw the slug. And he's in there. The ball gets away. Salcido towards third base. And it's 8-6. 8-6 as the Mustangs grab the lead. And yeah, Baqueta, he was on the plate. The pitcher was going to try to tag him out. But he was on the plate, and the Mustangs have plated 5 runs in the 7th. Mateo Salcido. I love you, Mateo, as my dad would say, coming through. Right over the glove of Sebastian Campbell. What a game. And off the errant throw, Salcido to third. Connor Fajardo will now hit Cale Langford, will be the courtesy runner at third. And he's got massive speed if there's a wild pitch. Unbelievable. Down 6-2. Left for dead in the 6th inning. And now they've scored 6 unanswered and lead 8-6. All right, so Fajardo in the game is 0 for 3, is struck out, and he's popped to center twice. If he can do that again, he would score Langford from third. Boy, that Salcedo fly ball just kept flying and flying and flying. Out of the stretch. No, they're going to appeal, and no, he was safe. Baquera slid into home plate safely. Here we go. Fajardo at 0 for 3. Infield playing in, the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Right down the middle, it's 0-1. The game is over the 2-hour mark. We're in the top of the 7th inning. The Mustangs looking for a trip to the state tournament. The stretch and the offering. And the curveball lined. Base hit right field. Cale Langford scores. Fajardo with an RBI single. Fort Morgan 9, Palisade 6. In the top of the 7th inning, the Mustangs have played at 6 in the frame.
Keep it going, Austin!
Fajardo shortened up his swing.
Let's go, keep it going.
Here's Austin Apple, who has singled, reached on an air, and popped to left. He is 1 for 3. When we recap this inning, it's going to be close to unbelievable. On the second pitch of the inning, J.P. Hamer was hit in the left knee, and that got things going, and there's still only 1 out in the frame. And the pitch, and the breaking ball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Austin Apple.
Come on, Austin! Come on,
And the offering, swing and a miss and a pitch up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
got this, JP. Come on. Here we go, Austin!
Get on base, kid. Hey, let's go.
The stretch by Reynolds. And the pitch swung on. That ball is driven deep into left center field, but they're getting a beat on that baseball, and making the grab is Jack Moeller for the out. That was driven a long way by Apple, but 2 down. 2 down for Hamer. Hamer is the 10th hitter of the inning.
Here we go, JP!
He has struck out, lined out, doubled, and was hit by a pitch in this inning. He's 1 for 3.
Come on, JP! Make Johnny come all the way around. Here we go! Come on, JP!
John Schwenke is the courtesy runner at first for Fajardo. Fastball, a strike down the middle, belt high.
You got it. Come on, Ted.
No balls and 1 strike.
Come on, JP! Let's go!
And the pitch to Hamer. And the curveball is upstairs. And the count levels at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch up and away. 2-1. Okay, this is a hitter's count for Hamer. Remember, he leads the team in home runs. This is what he likes to pitch. Swing and a miss. He took a home run cut and missed. Count levels at 2-2. Here to J.P. Hamer. We're in the 7th. Fort Morgan down by 3, going into the inning, leads by 3. The offering. Curveball is lifted towards left field. It's going to drop for a single. To second will be John Schwenke. The inning continues for the Mustangs. Off the end of the bat for Hamer. And here is Jared Baker hitting for Ortega. He was ejected for coming out of the dugout when the ball was still in play. Jared had a game-ending hit against Frederick this year. Now he's going to face the right-hander, Stevenson Reynolds. The stretch and the pitch, and he takes a fastball for a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. At second is Schwenke. Hamer at first. This is the 11th hitter of the inning. And the pitch. Swung on line. Base hit left field. John Schwenke will step on third. He's going to be held up right there. Held up right there as Baker delivers. Well, now coming to the plate is Isaac Linker. He walked in this inning. He's walked twice. Single and a fielder's choice. He's 1 for 2. Well, here we go. Can Linker keep it going? The 12th hitter of the inning for Fort Morgan. And the pitch. Fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. I don't know how many pitches have been thrown in this inning, but a ton. 1-0 from Reynolds. And the breaking ball's down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. At third is Schwenke. At second is Hamer. Baker at first. 2-0 to Linker. The wine and offering. Swung on, grounded foul up the third base side. Count is now at 2-1. Jammed him on the fastball there. Two balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Swung on, popped up into shallow left field. The shortstop out and backing up and making the grab is Bellmeyer. And that ends the top of the 7th inning. But the Fort Morgan Mustangs send 12 to the plate. Boy, what a recap this will be here in this inning. Fort Morgan in the inning scores 6 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Fort Morgan 9, Palisade 6 on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back at Palisade. And the first pitch thrown by Salcedo to Luke Sorensen is swung on and a base hit into center just like that. 9-6, Fort Morgan leads. But they still have to get these 3 outs. Ryland Birch is now the courtesy runner. Jared Baker is the new second baseman coming into the game when Jacob Ortega was ejected for coming out of the dugout while the ball was still in play. Brandon Pribble is 1 for 3, grounded out, doubled, and grounded out. And the pitch, breaking ball is popped up. The shortstop, Isaac Linker, is going to make the catch on the second base side. There's 1 down. 2 outs to go for the state tournament for Fort Morgan. Here's Dylan Alaheiligan. He has not been retired today. He has walked, singled, and walked. 1 for 1 officially. 2 outs away are the Mustangs. The stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball is just outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Stretch by Salcedo. And the 1-0. Down and away. 2-0. 2-0 to Alaheiligan. The offering. Fastball, a strike on the outer half, thigh high. It's 2-1.
Come on, Mustangs!
The stretch by Salcedo. 2-1. Curveball outside corner. 2-2. To Alaheiligan again, hitting from the right side. Salcedo gets the sign from Fajardo. Short lead at first. 2-2 pitch. Down and away. Not even close with a fastball. The tying run is on deck if this hitter reaches. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Salcedo stretches. And the pitch. Swung on line. That's a base hit to left field. First and second. As Alaheiligan is on base for the 4th consecutive time.
Come on, boys, come on!
Ryder Mancuso is 0 for 3. Ooh, nothing is easy. Nothing is easy. Well, you can feel the tension. I mean, I'm starting to shake here. I'm not playing the game. He's hit the ball 3 times to the left side.
Come on, boys.
Has this hitter. The pitch to Mancuso. That's a breaking ball for a strike. On the outer half, just above the knees, it's 0-1. At second is Birch. Alaheiligen at first, both singled with 1 out at the bottom of the 7th. 9-6 Fort Morgan. The pitch, and that bounces in. Nice block there by Fajardo. Boy, he took it off the right wrist. Oh, you can feel that hurts.
All right.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Pick it off. 3.
Can they get 2 more outs? Can we end it right now in Palisade for what would be a dramatic win for the Mustangs? 1 ball, 1 strike. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and lifted to right field. Right there is Alex Ortega to make the grab. No tag. 2 outs in the 7th.
Come on, boys. We got horns. 1 more.
2 down for Nate Bollinger, who has singled, walked, and grounded out. He is 1 for 2.
Come on, boys. Any place. Come on. We got this. Come on.
You retire this hitter, you move on. The pitch. Boy, showing bunt, but the pitch was upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Bollinger. He is the tying run.
Come on, Tay.
But I don't believe he's got the home run power. The pitch nearly hit him. 2 balls and no strikes.
Come on, Tay. You got this. You got this.
Fort Morgan was up 1-0 until the 3rd. Then they were down 6-2 going into the 6th. A Mateo Salcido home run made it 6-3. Then 6 in the top of the 7th. Throw back to first. Back in diving is the trail runner, Alaheiligen.
Come on, Tay. Let's go.
2 balls and no strikes to Bollinger. Salcido gets the sign from Fajardo. And the pitch. Strike with a fastball down the middle. It's 2-1. We can barely watch these tense moments here at Palisade. Salcido looks in for the sign. 2-1. And the Bender's in the dirt. 3-1. That would put the tying run at first if this hitter reaches. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here to Nate Bollinger. Mustangs lead by 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the offering. That's right there. A fastball for a strike. It's 3-2. Well, Birch will be going from second. Alaheiligen will take off from first. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
You got this, Tay.
Salcido has thrown 55 pitches in relief of Alex Ortega. The stretch. 3-2. Swung on, grounded to short. Linker's got it. Long throw to first, and the Mustangs are going to the state tournament. Out at first base is Bollinger. Fort Morgan wins the game. 9-6. Pandemonium. Pandemonium. The Mustangs are celebrating on Palisades Field. They have pulled off a stunner with 6 in the 7th inning and defeat Palisade by a score of 9-6. They're headed to the 8-team double elimination state tournament. Incredible. As we welcome you to the Mustang post-game show here from Palisade. Mustang post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College, there to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors, 9 left on base for Fort Morgan, 6 runs, 13 hits, 4 errors, 9 left on base for Palisade. The winning pitcher in relief was Mateo Salcido, and the loss went to Stevenson Reynolds. Time of the game, 2 hours and 18 minutes. Fort Morgan took the 1-0 lead in the first inning on the double steal with Linker scoring, but then Palisade came back. And in fact, they were up 5-1. Moeller with an RBI double, Bellmeyer with a run-scoring single in the 3rd. Then they added 2 runs in the 4th inning. It was 6-2, and Stevenson Reynolds homered. but Fort Morgan was able to rally. And let's see if, before we even get to the rest of the recap, as the Mustangs come away with this victory. Very emotional out there for Fort Morgan. I know that Coach Langford is going to have a few words for his team out there. And we'll see if we can get a couple of quick words here with Coach Langford. We'll wait for him for just 1 second as he addresses his team, as the Mustangs come away with an emotional 9-6 win. Let's see if we can get Coach Langford here for just a second. And Coach, I mean, what do you have to say after this? Is unbelievable the way this unfolded. They had to use 3 pitchers. Your hitters were not swinging at the bad pitches. And you told me, I think last year and the year before, you said 2 words: one day.
Yeah.
One day. What are you thinking now?
I just can't believe it. We've been so close so many times and just haven't been able to get lucky or just find a way to push enough runs across or make that special play. And today, boy, we put it together in the top of the 7th when the team, we needed everybody the most. And, we got some, lucky with a few walks there to give us some base runners and give us a chance. But, Javi with the clutch hit right there to get things going, some craziness at home with a guy. But we're happy. We're excited. I don't know why we got to kick a guy out of the
Well, the ball was still in play, I guess. But that probably was too much. But then again, your team stayed composed after that, and you were able to score the extra runs to get the victory.
It's one of those things that those things have to happen to get there. You got to have some luck on your side. You got to put an inning together somehow where you string runs across, you get some gifts with some walks or maybe an error or something, and we just haven't gotten it in that championship game. And I just wonder if it's ever going to happen. If it's ever going to happen. We've been close and close and close, and now this is the group that's done it.
Well, you were getting closer as the decade went along. You had those one-sided games early in the decade, but in 2017, as we talked about on Thursday, you were there with Evergreen through 5 innings, and they had the big 6th and 7th. Last year, you lost by a run. Did you feel, even down 6-2, this dugout was not giving up, we still got a chance here?
This dugout was incredible. Our bench was phenomenal. Those guys kept us in the game and kept everybody believing. Guys who didn't play were just as involved in the game as if they were a player. And you got to give a lot of those guys credit that were there in the dugout, keeping the team up. I mean, look at that. We got a rally turkey right there. Everyone touched the rally turkey, and somehow it came through. And that's
going with you to the state tournament.
Oh, heck yeah. That rally turkey's going to be there. That thing is awesome. And just to keep things light in the dugout, it's cool to have just a little something like that and make guys gobble a little once in a while.
Coach, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's Fort Morgan head baseball coach Josh Langford. An emotional victory for the Mustangs, 9-6 over Palisade here in the regional championship game. A lot of tears. I mean, I'm trying to hold back myself, knowing what it took for this team to rally from 6-2 down to their final 6 outs here to win it, to advance to the state tournament. Just an incredible occasion here for Fort Morgan baseball, that they have moved on to the state tournament, an 8-team double elimination tournament beginning next weekend. And Misty Salcedo with me. We'll have some stuff up on the
absolutely
on our B106.
Absolutely, we have some Facebook Live and the interview just now that you just did.
Yeah, I mean, this was just incredible out here to watch this team, what they did here on the road. If you're going to travel this far, and you got a shot of the turkey.
I'm gonna
Yes, yeah, we'll put this on the B106 Facebook page as well for those listening. You can always check us out on Twitter at B106 and the B106 Facebook page as the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Just an incredible victory today, rallying from a 6-2 deficit. I'll continue with a recap before we get out of here, as they have completely stunned Palisade on their field with a run in the 6th inning on Mateo's home run. And then again, a crazy 7th inning, the hit by pitch, a wild pitch, 3 walks. Javi then ties the game with a 2-run single. Then Mateo hits a 2-run double to make it 8-6. And then they scored that final run. They cap off the final run of the top of the 7th inning to make it 9-6 on Connor Fajardo's RBI single. And the Mustangs had 16 wins going in. They needed 17. They got it. And they are headed to the state tournament. Wow. I don't even know how you name a Mustang player of the game here. I mean, it's almost impossible. Mustang player of the game brought to you by Transwest. They believe that customers are number one. Check out their selection online or just stop by one of their dealerships in Fort Morgan or Sterling today. That is Transwest. I mean, how do you name a player of the game? How about the entire team? It's the entire team, because there's no way you can have a player of the game when the entire team gets it done as all the Fort Morgan Mustangs did it today. Fort Morgan pulls it off with 6 in the 7th. Outstanding job by our sound engineer and producer, Alicia Alton, with us all day. Congratulations to all the 2019 high school graduates. I'm John Beltran, and the regional championship game from Palisade. Fort Morgan with 6 in the 7th wins the game and advances to the state tournament, an 8-team double elimination tournament. You can tune into 1010 Preps and more from 1 to 2 on Monday on 1010 KSIR, and we will we'll give you a recap of what happened, obviously, this weekend, and we'll tell you about the brackets, the state bracket, once we get to that point, and we'll do that on Monday. Final score, Fort Morgan 9, Palisade 6, right here on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.